Welcome students. In this video, I am going to discuss RHS congruency rule. If in two right triangles, the hypotenuse and one side of one triangle are equal to the hypotenuse and one side of other triangle, then two triangles are congruent, right? That means it is given that in two right triangle, ABC and DEF. Right means the angle B and angle E, they are equal to 90 degree. Side BC is equal to EF and the hypotenuse AC is equal to DF, right? That means these two sides are given to be equal and hypotenuse are also given to be equal. Then you need to prove triangle ABC is congruent to this triangle DEF. Now in construction part, we extend DE to G in such a way that this GE length will be equal to AB, and after that join G to F. Now in the proof part, look here, in triangle ABC and in triangle GEF, BC is equal to EF. This is given in the theorem. This angle ABC, it is given to be 90 degree, right? And also GEF, they are of 90 degree. By the construction, you have done the construction in such a way that this angle GEF is of the 90 degree. Then AB is equal to GE. This is by construction. That means the side angle side. So by using side angle side congruency, both the triangles are congruent. If these two triangles are congruent, angle A will be equal to angle G by using CPCT, and also this side AC is equal to GF. I am again repeating, these two triangles are congruent by using side angle side congruency. So angle A will be equal to angle G and this side AC is equal to GF by CPCT. Let this be equation number 2. But it is given in the theorem that AC is equal to DF, equation number 3. So from 2 and 3, AC is equal to GF and AC is also equal to DF. That means from 2 and 3, we'll have GF is equal to DF. So here in the triangle DFG, you have this DF is equal to GF. If sides are equal, then angles opposite to equal sides are also equal. Now angle opposite to DF is G and angle opposite to GF is D. So that means angle D will be equal to angle G because the angles opposite to equal sides are also equal. Let this be equation number 4. Right? Now if you look here from equation number 1, angle A is equal to angle G, and from 4, D is equal to G. That means if we look here from equation 1 and 4, angle A is also equal to angle D. So that means angle A is equal to angle D, right? Now if angle A is equal to angle D, just look here. In triangle ABC and in triangle DEF, angle A is equal to angle D, you have proved, right? Then this angle B, or you can say ABC, is equal to DEF. They are given of 90 degree, or we can also write angle B is equal to angle E, 90 degree. They are given. Also side BC is equal to EF. This is given. So by using angle side congruency, I am again repeating. The one is angle A equal to angle D, we have proved above. Angle B equal to angle E, each 90 degree. This is given. And side BC is equal to EF. This is also given. That means by using angle side congruency, both the triangles are congruent. Now the first question from exercise 7.1, it is given in the question that ABC and DBC, these two are isosceles triangle on the same base BC. The first triangle is ABC, the another is DBC. These two are isosceles triangle. Isosceles means side AB is equal to side AC and next triangle is DBC. This is also isosceles. That means side DB is equal to side BC on the same base BC, right? Then AD is extended to point, AD is extended to meet or to intersect BC at the point P. The diagram is given in the NCERT book. The first part, you need to prove triangle ABD is congruent with the triangle ACD. In the first part, we need to prove this triangle ABD is congruent with the triangle ACD. Now look here, in the triangle ABD, side AB is equal to AC. This is given. The side BD is equal to CD. This is also given, and the third side is common. That means these two triangles ABD is congruent with the triangle ACD by using side congruency. Clear? In the second part, you need to prove triangle ABP is congruent with the triangle ACP. Right? I'm again repeating, you need to prove this triangle ABP is congruent with this triangle APC. Like, again the side AB is equal to AC. Right? So AB is equal to AC. Now if you look here, first we prove that these two triangles are congruent. Right? That means by using CPCT, this angle BAD, this is equal to CAD. These two angles will be angles will be equal by using CPCT, because we have shown triangle BAD is congruent with the triangle BCAD. If these two triangles are congruent, that means these two angles are equal, these two angles are also equal, and also these two angles are also equal. So if we have BAD, this angle BAD, this is angle is equal to CAD. We can also write this angle as BAP is equal to CAP, this angle. Right? You can also write angle 1 is equal to angle 2. That is your choice. Right? So here you can also write angle 1 is equal to angle 2. If you give here name 1 and you give here name 2. Right? So these two angles are also equal. The third side AP, this is common. I am again repeating, in triangle ABP and in triangle ACP. The one thing, side AB is equal to AC, this is given. This side AP is common, and also these two angles are equal. So by using side, angle, side, then angle, then side, both the triangles are going to be congruent. Right? In the third part, you need to prove this AD line. Right? You need to prove this AP line intersect angle A as well as angle D. First thing, from first triangle, we have shown angle 1 is equal to angle 2, or you can also say angle BAD is equal to angle CAD. That means these two angles are equal. So this AP is bisecting angle A. Clear? And also from CPCT, these two angles are also equal. If these two triangles, the name of angles are ADB, this is equal to angle ADC. Right? If these two angles are equal, just look here. Now these two angles, one angle is this, another is this. They are forming linear pair. Same here. They are also forming linear pair. That means if these two angles are equal, these two are on the same line, they are forming linear pair. Same here, these two are forming linear pair. So if these two are equal, automatically these two are also equal. So I have written, if ADB is equal to ADC, then 180 minus ADB is equal to 180 minus ADC. Or you can also give the name angle BDP is equal to angle CDB. That means these two angles are equal, these two are also equal. So your AP is bisecting angle A as well as angle D. Now in fourth part, you need to prove that AP is the perpendicular bisector of BC. Right? First look here. We have shown the triangle APB is congruent with the triangle APC. In the second part, we have shown this thing. So that means by CPCT, BP is equal to CP. Right? So you have shown AP is bisecting BC. In the last part, you need so BP is equal to CP. Done. You need to prove this is the perpendicular bisector. That means we need to show these two angles are of 90 degree. Right? First, both the triangle APB and APC, they are congruent. That means by using CPCT, these two angles are equal. Right? You have to prove these two angles are of 90 degree. First, these two angles are equal. So angle BPA is equal to angle CPA. Done. But also these two angles APB and APC, they are forming a linear pair. So sum of them is equal to 180 degree. Further, this angle CPA is equal to BPA. Put the value here. So twice of angle BPA is equal to 180 degree, or angle BPA is equal to 90 degree. Right? That means this AP is the perpendicular bisector of BC.